President Biden signs the short-term funding bill, averting a government shutdown for now. And health officials say measles cases are on the rise across the globe. The Morning Rundown starts now.
From the Straight Arrow News Studio, bringing the stories that matter to you from across the United States and around the world. This is the Morning Rundown.
Today is Tuesday, November 17th. Thank you for joining us. I'm Kara Rucker. There will be no government shutdown this weekend as word came overnight that President Biden has signed the bipartisan two-tiered short-term funding bill. The latter continuing resolution, as House Speaker Mike Johnson calls it, funds the government through the beginning of next year. Biden signed the bill Thursday while at the Legion of Honor Museum in San Francisco, where he was hosting a dinner as part of the Asian Pacific Economic Cooperation Summit. According to a U.S. official, the bill was flown to California to get the president's signature. Democrats and Republicans in both the House and Senate came together this week to pass the two-step temporary spending bill, which keeps government funding at current levels. Funding for some federal agencies, like the Departments of Transportation and Veterans Affairs, will last until January 19, 2024, while other government agencies, such as the Defense Department, will be funded through February 2nd. The bill does not include any funding for Israel and Ukraine, humanitarian aid for Palestinians, or border security, requests made by the White House last month in its nearly $106 billion proposal to Congress. The Department of Education has opened an investigation into 7 schools, 6 colleges, and 1 K-12 school district over alleged incidents of anti-Semitism and Islamophobia that have occurred since the terror attacks by Hamas on Israel and the continued fighting in Gaza. In its announcement Thursday, the Education Department said 5 of the complaints involved alleged anti-Semitic harassment and 2 involved anti-Muslim harassment. The schools under investigation include the Mays Unified School District in Kansas, Cornell University and Columbia University in New York, Lafayette College in Pennsylvania, Wellesley College in Massachusetts, the Cooper Union for the Advancement of Science and Art in New York City, and the University of Pennsylvania. The investigations were launched under Title VI of the Civil Rights Act, which calls for schools to provide students with an environment free from discrimination. All schools and colleges must comply with Title VI or risk losing federal funding. Earlier this month, the Education Department sent a letter to schools reminding them of their legal obligation to address incidents of discrimination on campus. Straight Arrow News has been reporting on the rise of anti-Semitic and Islamophobic incidents on college campuses across the country. You can find our continuing coverage on our website, san.com. A federal jury found the man who broke into former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's San Francisco home and attacked her husband Paul Pelosi with a hammer guilty.
Hi. Drop the hammer.
Nope.
Hey.
Body cam footage recorded the October 28, 2022 incident. Paul Pelosi survived the attack, but was left with a fractured skull. David DePape was found guilty on Thursday of federal attempted kidnapping charges and assault on an immediate family member of a federal official. The jury deliberated for 7 hours over 2 days before delivering the guilty verdict. DePape still faces state charges, including attempted murder and assault with a deadly weapon, among a slew of others. In a statement, the Pelosi family says Paul Pelosi continues to make progress in his recovery. DePape is said to appear in federal court for his sentencing on December 13th. He faces up to life in prison. A judge declared a mistrial on Thursday in the case against a former Louisville police officer involved in the raid that led to Breonna Taylor's death in March of 2020. Brett Hankison was charged with violating Taylor's civil rights in the botched police raid. The former police detective testified that he fired approximately 10 shots with no clear targets into Taylor's apartment. Some of the bullets flew through the neighbor's apartment as well. No one was hit. Jury deliberations began on Monday. Then on Thursday, jurors sent a note to the judge. They were deadlocked. Hours later, after further deliberating with no unanimous decision, the judge declared a mistrial. Hankison was facing a maximum of life in prison for the charges. It was the second attempt at convicting Hankison after he was acquitted in state court on charges related to the shooting. Now federal prosecutors will decide whether to retry Hankison. Health officials are calling a rise in measles cases and deaths across the world staggering, citing the alarming increase mostly among children to a decline in vaccination rates over the years. New data from the World Health Organization and the CDC released Thursday shows global cases increased by 18% last year and deaths saw a 43% rise. Officials saying the estimated number of measles cases was approximately 9 million and there were 136,000 deaths. The number of countries battling outbreaks of measles increased from 22 to 37. The CDC saying measles is a preventable disease with 2 doses of a vaccine. But a reported 33 million children missed a dose last year. In the U.S., the CDC reports an increase of measles cases from 49 in 2021 to 121 last year. 41 cases have been reported so far this year. Finally this morning, baseball is coming to Nevada. In a move cheered by some and jeered by others, Major League Baseball owners unanimously voted Thursday to relocate the Athletics from Oakland, their home since 1968, to Las Vegas. The team owner, Josh Fisher, called it a difficult day for Oakland fans, but a great day for Las Vegas. MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred said he and Fisher tried to keep the franchise in the Bay Area, but because of the current condition of the stadium, the Oakland Coliseum, and failed efforts to replace it, there was no path forward in Oakland. The team is expected to start playing in a new stadium in 2028. Before that, it remains to be seen where they will be hosting their home games. It was only 7 years ago when Vegas had no major league sports teams. Now there's the Golden Knights in the NHL, the Aces in the WNBA, the Raiders in the NFL, and the soon-to-be relocated Athletics. These are your top stories for this Friday. Thank you for watching Straight Arrow News. We'll see you back here on Monday. Until then, I'm Kara Rucker. Have a great weekend.